his time, Master Logarius led his executioners into Canehurst Castle to cleanse it of the vile bloods. But all did not go well, and Master Logarius became a blessed anchor, guarding us from evil. Tragic, tragic times. That Master Logarius should be abandoned in the accursed domain of the vile bloods. I must free him, so that he may be properly honored in martyrdom.
This Gandalf-looking motherfucker right here just whooped my ass with the cane to the sky like none shall pass. What's up, y'all? I am Marcus. This is Yahar'gul. Today it's Martyr Logarius. Don't worry, we're gonna do it right this time. He got me the first time. I went back to the Hunter's Dream, got me some vials. He has this homing attack that he shoots up in the air. If you're right underneath him, it'll come right down to where you are. If you're out in front of him, it tracks on your location. So as long as you keep some lateral side-to-side movement, you'll be alright. The skull attack, you can roll forward through it, or you can use the pillars and things to block it. And if you're real close to him, it won't even hit you. That's the main thing that you need to worry about right there, is that exploding skull. He'll put out one that's kind of got a delay to it, but he has another one that's almost instant. So the main thing with Logarius, you don't want to get too greedy. You don't want to try to do big combos on him because of that right there. So what you instead want to do is hit him with like one strong R2 or something like that, and then roll forward. And if you do it right, it lets you stay kind of a step ahead of him, and it looks like a cool little dance, really. But yeah, actually he didn't beat me the first time so much as I beat myself, because I had some bad luck when he did his power up. He actually had his back to the wall. Here, when he does this power up, you get behind him, you get a backstab, and you can stop that shit real quick and in a hurry. But as you saw in the previous attempt, he just so happened to have his back to the pillar. It's pretty rare, but he did. And I let that throw me off my game like a fool. I love the effect on that sword. Some people say it looks like Northern Regalia, but when he does that sword swipe and then a second later that energy just comes down, it's so fucking cool. When he flies up in the air, the main trick to dodging that is to just not dodge too soon. Be careful near the edges, obviously. I was getting nervous here. I was like, wait a minute, I'm a little bit too close to the edge here. Let me try to back off. In this phase of the fight, he's a lot more aggressive with his melee. I like to move forward towards him and to his left. His sword is much more dangerous than his scythe, staff, cane, whatever. So I move towards the other side. Oh, I love that little energy slash, man. That's so fucking cool. He also has a move, which he'll do in just a second, where he slams his sword into the ground right like there, like that. If you hit the sword, you can get rid of it. If you don't hit the sword, a bunch of AoE, like projectiles, are going to start raining from the sky on you, and it persists for a while. You can parry him, obviously, in this form, and since I have the claw mark rune, it does a really good job. He doesn't have a lot of super armor, so you can hit him some. Here, you know, I don't worry about the damage from that explosion. I just get in there. I want to make sure and get that sword destroyed. That's it. That's Logarius. The main trick to the fight, I would say, is that instant exploding skull that he does. It keeps you do not want to combo on him too much. Like, just get in, get a strong hit, and then roll forward. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to hop back with a skull, and you're going to stay right on top of him. We get the Crown of Illusions. One of the precious secrets of Canehurst, the old king's crown is said to reveal illusions and expose a mirage that hides a secret. And so Logarius donned the crown of his own volition, determined to prevent a single soul from stumbling upon the vile secret. What visions did he see sitting serenely upon his new throne? That's a good question. And there's really one way for us to find out. This is kind of what Alfred meant when he said that Logarius was serving as a safeguard. Like, even though he's long since, I guess, quote-unquote, died, passed, he still exists in this world protecting from this secret. So now that we've equipped this crown, let's approach where his throne was and see what we can see. And we'll learn the Vile Blood secret in doing so. Or start to unravel their secrets, I should say. And so a hidden path is revealed. A lot of people were asking, what's the lore for this area? I thought we'd discovered a lot of it through the course of the game. Just talking to Alfred, he gives you a lot. A scholar from Bargainworth betrayed his fellows and stole some corrupted blood and brought it here and founded the Vile Bloods. And so he became an enemy of the church as well. The executioners were bound and determined to hunt him down. Or rather, not specifically him, but the Vile Bloods in general. And Logarius and his executioners came and slaughtered the entire castle. Like, all of the people. Well, almost. Almost all.
Visitor, I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
Here we have Annalise, the Vile Blood Queen. Such an awesome area. Such a huge improvement over the tomb.
Such impudence. Defiled are we, yet still queen. We shall not give audience to an ill-mannered beast. We shall not give audience to an ill-mannered beast. Get thee gone.
Compare this to the Dark Moon Tomb in Dark Souls 1, and wow, there's no comparison, man. I love this.
Visitor. Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Cainhurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
I want to join up, baby.
Well, well. An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood.
Pass the cup, baby.
Very well. Drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn. Now, thou art too a Vile Blood. We two, the very last on this earth. We await thy return, for the honor of Cainhurst.
And just like that, we got the Corruption Rune. Continuous heal near death +1. Not a really great effect. Actually can ruin some gem effects, and it's not that much healing. Not super useful, but Several runes contained a nuance of blood, including the rune of corruption, associated with the Oath of the Corrupt. Pledgers to this oath are Cainhurst Foulbloods, hunters of blood who find dregs for their queen in cold blood, particularly in that of hunters. Yet the corrupt are heretics in the eyes of the church, and thus subject to the wrath of the executioners. This is basically the Cainhurst Covenant, and like it says, we look for dregs in cold blood for the queen, and we hunt hunters to do that. Also got the Cainhurst badge. The Vilebloods are hunters of blood and hunt prey as they search for blood dregs. The hunter who joins them is faced with a decision to merely borrow their strength or to become one of them, heart and soul. Notice too, she said moon-scented hunter. Like, are we specifically moon-scented whereas other hunters are not, or...
Talk to be had. We await thy return for the honor of Cainhurst.
Or are all hunters moon-scented? I suspect that we are uniquely moon-scented, but I don't know. Get this unopened summons. It's going to let us progress Alfred's quest line. Another interesting thing in her dialogue too, she said that she is imprisoned by this mask. So I wonder if it's something that Logarius put on her. I don't know. Like the first of its kind, an invitation to the castle. Place full of statues. You have these guys with crowns representing, seemingly representing royal lines. Of course, you have lots of naked female forms. You also have these kids, and so this is kind of the Vileblood story. She is trying to bear the next child of blood, and we are to bring her dregs, blood dregs from cold blood of hunters, so that she can bear the next child of blood. And this is going to give us immortality. But now we got new shop items. Here I'm just going to go ahead. People were asking about farming for blood vials. If you just spend some of your boss souls or boss echoes sometimes to buy blood vials, or for that matter your consumable cold blood items that you pick up that you can use to get echoes, if you use those, you can use those to just buy blood vials from the shop, and you can use that to replenish your blood vials instead of having to farm. Like, farming doesn't take very long, but if you're struggling, just remember you can buy them, and sometimes like one level or 2 levels is not going to make a huge difference in your damage output or anything like that. But you know, for the price of doing that late in the game, you can get like 40 vials, 50 vials or something. So if you're having trouble and you don't want to farm, it's boring, you would rather focus on trying to learn how to beat a boss, consider buying vials using cold blood consumable items, or boss blood echoes that you get from being the boss. Here, I just figured I'd go ahead and pick up some of this Madman's knowledge. We're starting to get to the point in the game where we can actually convert those into useful resources in the Insight shop, so there's no reason not to get them. And also, these guys occasionally drop blood vials as well. I say occasionally, they actually do pretty often, but they drop stone shards for me here, which, you know, not bad. We can use that to upgrade some other weapons if we want. And there are alternate versions of all of the weapons. If you haven't played the game yet, you may not know, but there is a lost version and an uncanny version of every weapon. So like Blade of Mercy, then Lost Blade of Mercy, and Uncanny Blade of Mercy. And the difference is they have different gem configurations. So if you have a really good gem that has a different shape, then you can use it with the different types. It's pretty useful. Now let's talk to Alfred.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
Have a summons.
Aha! Is that the sigil of Cainhurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude. Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets. It has been an honor, but I must say goodbye. Let us cleanse these tarnished streets, and may the good blood guide your way.
I have praised the sun, and you, sir, do not praise the sun. Really interesting, you know, Solaire in Dark Souls, he had a purpose. He was looking for, he was on a quest, he was on a journey, he was searching for something. But what he was searching for was his own sun. He was seeking kind of self-improvement, enlightenment. He was searching his mission, his task, his goal, however you want to look at it. He was on this kind of quest to improve himself in the world. Alfred wants to kill Vile Bloods. That's pretty much it. He is no Solaire. And you're also going to see just how little character development he actually gets, because we are about to finish his quest right now, and this is one of my biggest complaints with the game. Oh man, Eileen. I hope you're alive and well somewhere. I fear that you are not. But Alfred, he goes from being, oh, let us cooperate, let's think up something to discuss, let's chat, shall we? Ah, ha, 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 ha. Well, now we're gonna warp to Canehurst after giving him this unopened invitation that's gonna let him get there, and, well, he's
Master,
just...
look, I've done it, I've done it. I smashed and pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity. What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
You do not praise the sun. That pink goo all over his wheel, man.
You, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr. I've done it. I have. I've done it. I have.
He's been calling Logarius a martyr this whole time, but apparently Logarius was never canonized. Oh, her head is down there. That's disgusting. And this is that appears to be moving, isn't it? Queenly flesh. It writhes eerily. You, sir, are disgusting. But we got this. The remains of Annalise, Blood Queen of Canehurst. This pinkish lump of flesh remains warm as if it's cursed. All hail the undying Queen of Blood. All hail! No, Queen. Don't worry. She is, in fact, undead. So... We can fix her. We can improve her, make her stronger. We have the technology. We also got the Wheel Hunter badge. Master Logarius led a band of executioners, and this badge was crafted at their dedicated workshop. The wheel symbolizes righteous destiny. Their workshop was a secretive enclave of mystical beliefs and heady fanaticism, which served as the backbone of the executioners' unique Brand of justice. Religious fanatics, zealots, basically. I don't know. It's interesting. She does say that she's corrupt. Like, the Vile Bloods don't pretend to not be corrupt, which is really odd. But Logarius' wheel, used to slaughter the Vile Bloods in Cainhurst, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire, transformed to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. Interestingly enough, that this is a strength and arcane weapon, and Tonitrus also has kind of strength arcane scaling. So you can do a build that puts these two weapons to good use. Logarius' wheel has got a lot of unique stuff going on to it. We also got Chikage, foreign-made weapon wielded by the royal guards who protect Annalise, Queen of the Vile Bloods at Cainhurst Castle. When the intricate rippled engraving that spans the Chikage's blade is imbrued with blood, the sword sings in scarlet hues. It's interesting in that it scales with blood and skill. Ludwig, the first hunter of the church, anticipated larger inhuman beasts. Yeah. These new weapons. We also have the Evelyn by way of the Cainhurst badge. Really strange. You can go through so much of the game with almost no NPC interactions, and then you get to this one part and you get a ton of NPC interactions. You get 2 badges at once. You get a bunch of gestures. Like, you get 2 covenants unlocked at almost the same time. The gold Ardeo. The conical gold helmet, symbol of the executioners, represents luminosity, ambition, and unflagging resolve to face impurity, staring it down with stern golden spirit. As the great Logarius once said, acts of goodness are not always wide, acts of evil are not always foolish, but regardless, we shall always strive to be good. I think he was a fucking nutbag. I think Logarius was nuts, man. But like I said, it's one of those things. Like, the Vile Bloods don't pretend to be anything but corrupt. This paper-thin silver armor is said to deflect blood of ill intent and is what allows the royal guards to capture prey for their beloved queen, so that one day she may bear a child of blood. I don't know, man. The royal guards, it didn't really turn out too good for them. I'm not sure how good this armor is. Oh man. So yeah, lots of stuff going on with the Vile Bloods. Alfred's quest, we're gonna return to where we first met him in Cathedral Ward, and then his quest is going to be over. This is the end of his quest. You've seen it all. He went from being, let's have a spot of tea, old chap, to let's kill this motherfucking bitch and turn her insides for the outside for the world to see. Piece of anyway, so you find him dead here. You get the Radiance Oath rune, just like that. Vile Recovery Up rune of Radiance adopted by the sworn executioners under Logarius' command. Despise the impure Vile Bloods, would never cooperate with bloodthirsty hunters who serve the undead Queen Annalise. Kind of Illuminati looking symbol there. Yeah, I don't know. One really interesting thing to me here is that this appears to be a monument for the Martyr Logarius, and it actually has the crown right there. Like, despite the fact we have a crown of illusions on top of our head, but there is a crown here, and it's on one of these papers, these bloody papers, like you see. You see that in the Grand Cathedral, where the skull that I believe is Lawrence's skull is. You see it in the workshop where we use the Carol Rune tool. So I don't know, but I do know. Oh, my head. And then back to the dream. Alright, so that was a ton of stuff that we just got done there. Like, I mean, we only fought one enemy, beat one boss, but now we got a bunch of new gestures, got this new NPC stuff going on. Annalise's kind of quest is just getting started. But Alfred's is complete. So Eileen and Alfred are done, I'm gonna go with the Hunter of Hunters rune, I guess. It's gonna be my Oath rune for the stamina regen. and doing our normal sweep down here to make sure Gehrman's not napping. Catch that fool nap and have a little chat. I want to learn about Lawrence. So that's going to wrap it up. Next time we are going to go to Yahar'gul. So people who are wanting to play ahead and just stay right ahead of the videos, we're going to Yahar'gul Unseen Village next time. And I will catch you on the